Hey Flosstube, my name is Shiloh and I've been watching for quite a long time and decided it was finally time to start my own channel. It is very weird sitting here talking to myself, so hopefully this video will turn out okay. I've been stitching for probably about 20 years, ever since I was around the age of 10, and I love it, and I just wanted to share some of my stitching with you. You can find me on Instagram as Xstitchmd if you want to see more of my projects there, but I feel like getting to see them on Flosstube is a whole other experience, and that's why I wanted to make a video. Alright, so today's video will be kind of a bit of a whip parade, going through some of my projects. I have 5 million whips, and this is only a small portion of them because it would be embarrassing and extremely long to go through all of them. Anyway, so here's some of the stuff I'm currently working on. So this is my current work in progress, which is Schoolhouse Quaker by Stone Street Stitchworks. And as you can see, I am very close to being finished. I just have this section along here. I love it. This is one of my favorite types of projects. I love Quaker samplers, and this one is really beautiful. So yeah, I'm hoping to get this finished in the next week or two. We will see if that's possible. Also, hopefully the bright light behind me isn't too annoying, but this is the best place in my apartment where you can actually see things. All right, the next one up is, I actually can't pronounce the title of it because it's in French, but it's basically a red sampler by Reflex de Soie. And this was in the Gift of Stitching magazine, which is no longer available. I got some of the back issues from her Etsy shop when she was still selling them. But yeah, so it's basically a red band sampler. And I'm stitching it with Silks for You, a red color. Don't remember the name of it, but it's coming along really nicely. The one thing I found is that I really dislike when samplers leave out the letters J or U or whatever. I know it's historically accurate, but it bothers me. So I did add in the J here, and it's missing the U in this bottom one, and there's not really enough room to squeeze it in, so I might have to like get creative and add it in over one or something. I don't know. This one's currently in timeout because I'm trying to figure out what to do with that missing letter, and it's bothering me. All right, so next up, I have, so this is a piece that I haven't worked on in a while, mainly because I pretty much only work on it at Christmas time. But it's very close to being finished, and I kind of just should go ahead and finish it. But this is the 12 Days of Christmas by Frosted Pumpkin Stechery. Super cute, I love it. I kind of did my own DMC conversion just to that, you know, just picking out the colors that I thought looked good. Super cute. And yeah, I just haven't been stitching on it because it's Christmas. All right, next. All right, so this is a giant one. Fancy project bag. This is a giant piece, and I work on it for a little bit, and then I get frustrated by it because it's so huge, and I feel like I'm never gonna finish it. But I really do want to finish it because ideally it would be a wedding sampler for me and my fiance. But we're getting married in September, and I don't think there's any way possible I can finish it by then because, as you can see, the linen is ginormous. But this is Summer Flowers in Green by Houtmon. And it is gorgeous, and I love it so very much. So this is our dating anniversary, our wedding date, and then over here will be our engagement date. But it's beautiful, I love it. It's just gonna take forever, because like, look how big this is. Like, it's ginormous. So yeah, this is on, oh, I totally haven't been saying any of the fabrics, but whatever. Okay, maybe I'll edit that in. This is on 40 count ivory linen. It's very thin, and that's another thing that bothers me about working on it, is because it's like very thin, but I love how it looks. So I'm using the recommended DMC 1 strand over 2. So yeah, I will get back to this. Maybe it'll get finished for like our 10th year anniversary or something. That's cool. Okay, so next, now I'm throwing needles all over the place. Next up is another project I haven't worked in forever, but I love it, and I need to get back to it. So this is by Barbara Anner, and it is All Creatures Great and Small. Super cute. I'm stitching it on 32 count vintage country mocha with my own choice of DMC and anchor. I love it. I think it's super pretty. Oh, this might actually work better. I just haven't, you know, put time in it in a while, but it's beautiful. I love the border. I love the cute little bald kid right here. He's super cute. So yeah, stitching with 2 strands over 2. I love all the little motifs. Maybe I should pull this out soon. There's just too many amazing projects, you know? All right, next up, probably one of my absolute favorite designers, which you probably know if you follow me on Instagram, Jacob or Jakob, I don't know how to say it. I'm sorry if it's wrong. Modern Folk Embroidery. So this is the Swedish Folk Cushion. And again, sorry for all the light, but it's super cute. I love it so much, and it's very close to being finished. I just got bored because the pattern is very repetitive. But look at the cute little people in the center. So I'm stitching this with DMC Ecru on a 25 count, who knows what color this is, some kind of gray linen, and I'm using 3 strands, which I find that on 25 count I like using 3 strands. I find it gives me really good coverage, and look how cute these people are. I love them. Yeah, so this is pretty close to being finished, and I'm picturing it in like this really nice ecru type frame. I think it'd be super pretty. So yeah, that should be a finish this year, I think. All right, gotta keep track of my project bags. Just have them all in a mess in front of me and trying to figure out which one I gotta show. All right, this is a big thing for me because I have never stitched a Heaven and Earth design before. But I was very inspired by Jan Hicks, so Jan Hicks Create, and her Farewell to Angersal. I decided I needed to join in, but I could not do anything that huge. So I chose this project, which is Bonded by the Rain. And here's my start on it. So this is a quick stitch, I think. It's like smaller than normal. Heaven and Earth Designs. I'm stitching it with 2 strands of DMC on 18 count Aida, and I'm doing diagonal parking, which is also a first for me. And I love how it's turning out. It's so pretty. The colors are so beautiful, but there are so many colors. Like, look at that. It's ridiculous. So this I work on every once in a while. I started this, I think, January 1st, so it's a decent amount of progress, but you know, it's a lot of colors. But I love it. It's so pretty, and it won't be too crazy huge, right? Like, it's doable in a couple years, maybe. But yeah, I love the colors on it, and it's nice because I tend to stitch a lot of monochrome samplers, so it's nice to mix it up. All right, this is a fairly recent start. I haven't even shown it on Instagram yet because, you know, I tend to wait until I iron things to post them, but whatever. Oh, and I actually have the pattern in here too. I tend to buy most of my patterns as online PDFs, so I don't think I mentioned this at the start, but I live in Nova Scotia, Canada, so shipping is usually crazy expensive from the States, so I tend to buy most of my patterns as PDFs online because I find it a lot easier and cheaper. So, but I did buy this chart from Traditional Stitches in Calgary, Alberta. I belong to their Fabric of the Month club, and I often buy a pattern to go along with it because we all know things can't travel alone. But this is the Begin Row by Bent Creek. Super cute. I love it. And this is on some kind of 32 count linen. And I'm just using my own conversion. I think this is a Classic Colorworks, forget the color of it. The rest of it is all DMC. Cute little button, cute little birds. So yeah. One thing about this that I was debating is, like, I don't really like how it says begin and then begin. I just feel like that's kind of like too much begin. So I was considering like changing this to start. But then I didn't know if that just like throws off the whole quote. So I still have to think about that. But anyway, it's super pretty. I really like it. Super quick to stitch too. This was like 2 evenings of work. So yeah, I like it. I will get back to it sometime. All right, just looking for my next things. So this next one is a pattern I got from Etsy. I forget the name of the designer, but I will edit it in. And I really like it because, you know, I'm all into monochrome samplers. And so far, super cute. I'm using DMC color number 9, which is like this nice purpley color, which I don't know if it's showing up very well. 2 strands over 2 on 32 count white. It's really pretty. I love it. It's going to be fairly large. I tend to do fairly large projects. Yeah, nice and relaxing. It's good for Netflix watching because it's fairly repetitive, which is nice. And yeah, I got the pattern off Etsy. PDF. So that's how I usually go. All right, this other pattern is by Rosewood Manor, and I do have it over here. So this is the Ravenswood sampler by Rosewood Manor Designs. Wow, isn't it beautiful? Love it. Love, love, love it. I love Rosewood Manor Designs. The issue I have is that they're not available as PDF, so I have to buy them and pay expensive shipping. It's worth it though. All right, so this one I'm actually decently far on. I'm using the recommended DMC on 32 count ivory linen. Let's use my stray strand there. So it's got a lot of like really fun specialty stitches and stuff. I really like it. I did make a change. You can see I started the alphabet here. On the chart, it starts with the numbers. I didn't like that, so I just started with the letters and I'll put the numbers at the end. So yeah, decent progress in this so far. I really like the colors. They're like different colors for me, but they're really pretty. So yeah. So next up we have, oh, there it is. Next up we have this pattern also from Etsy by Quiltify Designs. And if you haven't checked them out, you should, because they have really beautiful, like very symmetrical samplers, which I love. And so this one's called the Border Band Sampler. It's so pretty, I love it. And this is like, I never stitch over one. I don't like stitching over one, but this linen is like perfect for stitching over one. It's 27 count Northern Cross linen. And like, look at how cute the stitches are. I love it. I'm using this really pretty silk, which I, completely destroyed. It's by Hand Dyed by Rolanda. She has an Etsy shop. She's in Canada, so her shipping is really reasonable to Canada. It's super pretty. I had to order a bunch more skeins because obviously one is not going to be enough to do this. But I really like this, and I like too that like the borders are not just the same thing all the way across. And I like that the alphabet is a full alphabet, and I didn't have to add any extra letters. So that was nice. So yeah, love that. Been working on that a lot this week. Now this one I do have the chart for. This is a very old pattern, like it's from 1988, and no offense to anyone out there that was, alive then, but I was not alive in 1988. But it's beautiful. I love it. Motif Sampler. And what's really cool about this chart is it comes with a bunch of different colorways. So there's this one, there's this one, and then this one, which is the one on the front. And that's the one I chose to use because I thought it was the most like still relevant looking, I guess. Yeah, so this is actually the same linen as I did for my Quiltify design. And so it was like a fat quarter piece, and after I cut for this, I had just enough to do the band sampler, which was cool. But yeah, this is turning out really cute. At first I wasn't sure about these colors because these are like very old school to me, but I feel like it works with the rest of it. And I'm just using the recommended DMC. I love this one. And I'm stitching with 3 strands of DMC over 2. It's really pretty. It stitches up pretty quickly, except for these blocks because they're full coverage. They take a while to go, but the rest of it goes pretty quickly. And I really like it. Yay. So this is from Summerhouse Stitchworks. It's called Inheritance. And I got this as a full kit from Stash Unload on eBay. So it came with the beautiful Gentle Art and Weeks Dye Works. So it's Weeks Dye Works Whiskey and I don't know why I put that on there. Gentle Arts Black Raspberry Jam, which is beautiful. And I love it. So as you can see on here, it has 3 sets of initials. So my plan was to do my parents' initials, my fiance's parents' initials, and then my fiance's initials. That was my plan. We'll see if it happens. Well, I mean, it's gonna happen. I don't know what I'm saying. Anyway, here's where I am so far. So this is on 35 count lamb's wool linen. I love the color so much. It's so pretty. So those are my parents' initials. Hi, Mom and Dad. Probably won't watch this, but if you do, hi. Yeah, it's really pretty. I really like it. I don't like this linen. It's very crispy, but it came with the kit and I'm too cheap to like replace it. Maybe one day I'll be like Brenda and Laura from Brenda and the Cereal Starter and just like throw things away because they're crunchy fabric. But right now, you know, I like it. I will finish it. It just may take a little while. Okay, so recently Recently I got a whole bunch of stuff framed because Michael's Arts and Crafts had a framing sale around Christmas time. Fun fact, I used to work at Michael's during university. I worked there for almost 5 years. It was amazing. I loved it. But I got a bunch of stuff framed, and I've always gotten my stuff framed at Michael's, and I really like their work. I know some people have really bad experiences with it, but I've had good experiences, so that's great. Yeah, and so I got a bunch of stuff framed in Michael's. So I'm just gonna take you on a little tour of my apartment and just show you the stuff I got framed recently. It all turned out really nice, and I'm really happy with it. So let's go take a look. So I realize this is gonna be slightly challenging because of the glare, but this is probably one of my most favorite finishes and framed pieces because look how gorgeous it is. So this is Kindness and Fortitude by Modern Folk Embroidery. I'm sorry about the glare. It's beautiful. I love it. I stitched this with DMC Pearl Cotton, I think number 12, in ecru on a 32 count like dirty-ish linen, natural linen from MCG Textiles. And this linen's kind of funky because it's not the same height and width-wise. Like this, you can see like this is supposed to be like the same dimensions all the way around, but it's like taller than it is wide. But I kind of like it. I feel like it's kind of funky. Anyway, I love this. I stitched it a little while ago. I feel like the frame is so perfect. And yeah, I just am so happy with how it turned out. So this is a little stitching corner here. Thermostat. I stitched this forever ago. I don't even remember how long ago it was. But this is Emma's Garden by Lavender and Lace. And I got the fabric specially done from Silk Weaver. So the fabric is actually this blue color and then they bleach it to get it white. It's so cool. I would be way too scared to do that myself. So yeah, I think that's beautiful. Like I love all the little lacy details. I think this is like a pearl cotton, I think. I used all the recommended DMC. I think it's so pretty. This one here is by October House Fiber Arts, something like that. I also do knit, and so combining cross stitching and knitting I think is super fun. I stitched this with the recommended DMC 2/2 on 32 count white linen. It's so cute. I love it. Look at this adorable little sweater vest. The funky little sheep. Framed at Michael's. This, I'm gonna have to look up what this is. I know it's from the Gift of Stitching magazine. Yeah, I'll put on the screen what it is, but I used a mystery silk I got in a Stitchy box, and it turned out so nice. I love it. It came with, I got this linen as well from Stitchy box. It was like a box that it came in together. I keep saying box. 2/2 on, or maybe it's 1/2. I can't tell. On 32 count linen and the cute little frame from Michael's. This is also a finish I absolutely love. This is called Rainbow Brain from Nikki Creations on Etsy. And I guess a fun fact about me is that, as you may be able to tell from my Instagram name, I am a physician, but I'm currently training to be a psychiatrist, which is extra training after medical school. And so this brain is like very meaningful to me because this kind of represents what I do in my day-to-day work. And I just think it's amazing. And when I'm done training, you know, in the next forever years, hopefully I can hang this up in my office. But I love it. It's so cool. Recommended DMC 3 strands over 2 on 25 count Lugana. I love it. So here's a piece I actually framed myself. Also, sorry for the echo, I'm in my hallway now. This is Adventure Awaits, and it's from Etsy, excuse me. It's from Etsy. This is stitched with DMC 310 2/2 on 32 count Lugana. I really like it, and I'm so proud of my framing job. I did it all by myself. I used sticky board. It's probably gonna destroy my fabric. That's fine. It's cute. All right, and here's the last of the most recent batch of framed pieces I got done at Michael's. So this is My Stitching Life, I think it's called. It's by Heartstring. I got it from her Etsy shop because she offers PDF downloads in her Etsy shop. Thank you, Beth Twist, you are amazing. And oh my goodness, I couldn't even love this anymore. This hangs in my bedroom so I can see it every morning because I love it. I kind of converted, this is like, that's the more accurate color of the fabric. This is like very washed out, but I kind of did my own DMC conversion, and I threw in some anchor flosses as well. Isn't it so pretty? I love it. I love all the little motifs, and like, it's very cute. Okay, so in terms of recent finishes, I've had one so far this year. I tend to work on a bazillion projects, so I don't finish things super often, but when I do, they're amazing. So this is A Fishing Lady by Mary Garry's Sewing Cabin. I got this on Stash and Load on eBay. It's super cute, out of print. It's from 1996, so you know, I was 6. So I completely changed all the colors on this because I thought it was kind of like not my favorite colors, and I wanted to use a bunch of like random overdyes I had just to kind of like use them up. And this is a scrap of 32 count vintage country mocha, I believe. And I kind of made it more blue and more purpley, and I just love how it turned out. It's so cute. This was super fun to stitch, this little area right here. The little lady fishing with some of the over one and then these like specialty stitches. It turned out so cute. I love it. So this is gonna be framed. It will fit in a 5x7 frame. I'm trying to decide if I'm brave enough to frame it myself. I think I should be able to, but I gotta go to Michael's and pick out a frame for it. Might do that today. Also, side note, today is Monday, February 17th. Tomorrow's my birthday. And today is a holiday in Canada. In most provinces, it's called Family Day, but in Nova Scotia, it's called Heritage Day because we're different here, which is cool. Yeah, so I have the day off work. So I just decided it would be a good time to do a Flosstube. So yeah. All right, so I thought I'd show you some of the things that I'm thinking about starting in the next little bit. Like I said, tomorrow's my birthday, so I need to have a birthday start, and I have like 5 or 6 things that I want to start. I tend to just start things a lot because it's fun, right? Yeah. Okay, so here's some of the patterns that I've been considering starting. So this is House in the Country by Drawn Thread. It's lovely. I love drawn thread pieces. It comes with a cute little fish charm. That's probably, I mean, you can't even see it. Got a nice close-up of my ring. Yeah, super cute. It calls for all DMC with a couple of weeks dye work, so I'll probably just use DMC. And my plan was to use the other half of the piece of fabric that I'm using for the begin row. So it was a fat quarter and I cut it in half the long way. So I'm probably gonna use that for it. It's cute. Next up that I've been considering working on is the Buckleberry Sampler by Rosewood Manor. Oh my goodness, I just love her charts. I got this from 123 Stitch recently. Well, the next 3 things I'm gonna show you I got from a recent order from 123 Stitch, which, side note, thank you, does not have crazy expensive shipping to Canada. So Buckleberry Sampler, how beautiful is this? It is all DMC. It is, yes, all DMC, super pretty. I'm probably just gonna stitch it on a white 32 count. I tend to like 32 count better because I like stitching with 2 strands. I know some people are all about the 40 count. It's hard for my eyes, and I just feel like I'm too young to use a magnifier. But I do stitch on 40 count as well. Anyway, it's super cute, and then like look at the back, it even has this bonus pattern, which is so cute. I think I have to do that too. I just love Rosewood Manor charts. They're so wonderful. Okay, next up is another Rosewood Manor that I got from 123 Stitch called Black Lace Sampler. And isn't it beautiful? I love the over one in the center, super cute. This I was inspired to get from watching Caroline. I keep getting way too close, I'm sorry. From Caroline at Off the Grid Needle Arts, who is like my stitching idol. She's amazing. Hey, Caroline. But she had shown one of her friends had done this, I believe, and I was like, this is amazing, I need it. So I got it, I want to start it. My plan is to stitch it on 28 count white linen, which is what it calls for. It's all DMC as well. And if I'm gonna be stitching over one, I'm gonna use like not super small fabric. Yeah. But yeah, I wanna start that soon. Okay, and then this one was, I was totally enabled by Jan of Jan Hicks Creates, again, keep mentioning her, but she showed the English garden sampler from Samplers Not Forgotten, and OMG, I was in love with it. It is so pretty. Oh, I love it. So I'm trying to decide if I'm gonna splurge and go for the Weeks Dye Works. Why is floss so expensive? That's why I like DMC. But I'm really considering going for the Weeks Dye Works just because I think it's so pretty. And my plan is to stitch it on a 32 count gray linen that I have. I think it's like stone gray Zweigart, which is my plan. I probably will go for the Weeks Dye Works. It's my birthday tomorrow. I can just like get it for myself for like a birthday treat, right? So yeah, I'm planning on starting this soon. Other plans that I have for starting soon is the Rose Quaker Sampler by, don't even know how to pronounce it, it'll be on the screen. And I know that Lori at Mischievous Stitches is stitching it, and it's beautiful. I'm just trying to decide on what fabric I want to use. I've been trying to avoid 40 count lately because I find like my projects on 40 count, like my Reflex to Swirl, like I love it so much, but I only work on it at certain times when my eyes can handle it. Like right now would be perfect because there's lots of natural daylight, but most of the time when I stitch it's at night after work, and it's not gonna happen with 40 count. So anyway, I'm thinking about 36 count, possibly. Anyway, that's in upcoming plans. Also an upcoming plan from Traditional Stitches in Calgary, Alberta, which I highly recommend. And I was getting the 32 count, but after a couple of months, I was like, I need some 36 count in my life. So I just switched it, this most recent one. And the most recent one is 36 count Aqua Edinburgh linen from Zweigart. And oh my goodness, it's so pretty. It's so pretty. I'm trying to get it. Yeah, that's pretty close to the actual color. It's beautiful. I love it. So my plan is to start the Patchwork Quaker on this in the Monet's Garden colorway, which I think will be absolutely gorgeous. And that's another upcoming start. I just wish there was a way to like get paid for stitching, like a reasonable wage, because I would be all about that job. I do love my current job though, so, you know, and it's good to have variety. I think if I just stitched all day, every day, I would probably get bored of it. Anyway, so that's like stitching stuff. In terms of other things, I think that's pretty much all I have to say right now. I don't want to make my first video too long because that's awkward. And yeah, so hopefully you guys liked this video. I was thinking I might do it every 2 weeks. We'll see. I post on Instagram a lot, so you can definitely follow my progress there. And I might like add in some different segments. Like I really like Heidi Cran's segments where she talks about like what she's into, but I think she actually got that from Teresa Kitten Stitcher, whatever, you know, the different segments, which I think is fun. And I definitely have lots to talk about. I just don't want to like overwhelm you with my first video. So I'm gonna say bye for now. Thanks for watching, and I should be back. My plan is to come back in 2 weeks on a Monday and show you what I've been up to in that time. All right, thanks for watching.